Hello, my name is Adonis and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing a general weekly love reading for all of my Leos out there for the week of January 14th to the 19th. So let's get after it. Okay. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. 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 Show me the cards I need to see. Show me the cards I need to see. What kind of energies are coming towards my Leos during the week of January 14th into the 19th? What kind of energy is coming towards my Leos during the week of January 14th to the 19th? Okay. Wow. Okay, so no way to say this but to just say it. This is an individual that's dealing with the fact that they feel as if, okay, again, this is the perception that this person has, that there's a feeling that they have been stabbed in the back by you. So there's a sense of betrayal here, the ruination of plans. So they feel as if they had something special. They had a special connection, if you will, to them. Okay, they had a special connection to you, and for whatever reason that I'm going to get clarification on, they decided that, it's their belief that they were stabbed in the back of you. So let's get a little bit of clarification on it. Why is this Ten of Swords? Here's some clarification on this Ten of Swords. Why is this Ten of Swords here? Here's some clarification on the Ten of Swords. Why is this Ten of Swords here? Oh boy, right off the bat, came right out. They feel like you left them in the cold. They feel as if you walked away from them, that you ignored them, that you left them out in the cold. And because of that, they feel like they have been stabbed in the back. So in other words, they feel like they were abandoned by you. This individual that feels this way happens to be a fire sign individual, an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And this is an individual here, in their mind, they were looking, that they were trying to look at the long-term, a long-term relationship prospects. They were looking at, they were taking things a little slow, okay? Because in their minds, they were looking at the bigger picture here, all right? And, that most likely was a lot more than what you were looking for, okay? And they were taking things like a little bit too serious, a little bit too fast, and because of that, there was this separating that needed to be done with pertaining to them, and you kind of backed out of the situation. Now, because they were too serious. Now, they were very much aware that there was choices out here. You had choices, okay? But they thought that with them being very generous, very courteous, having having a very charitable nature, okay? With with you, maybe people in your family, friends, and things like that. They thought that you would kind of because again, as I said, this is a person that was looking at things from a long, having investing their time and energy into having something long term. But like I said, it was something that was a little bit more than you were, that you were looking for. Okay, think they came on a little bit too fast, a little bit too strong. Okay, and like I said before, then we have here the Temperance card. So they were looking at things in terms of having an equal give and take and things of that nature. And finally here, there was a balancing act here that needed to be made here. So they thought that they were doing a good job of balancing their life, their personal life when it came to their finances and things of that, and also maintaining the relationship with you. But inevitably, it was a choice, and they didn't really want to make that choice. Okay, so they were trying to juggle in between the two. So, like I said, this is an individual that really felt like they were betrayed by you because and felt like they got left out in the cold by you is because they were thinking about a long-term committed relationship. And like I said, I really want to stress this. This was a person that was a little bit too deep, a little bit too fast. Things happened a little bit too quickly, okay? And it kind of made you kind of want to distance yourself from the situation a little bit. So that's what happened with that particular situation here. Um, Also, we have a younger water sign individual here, okay? Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, okay? And this individual here, you most likely met this individual at some type of celebratory event, even like a bar or a club, or where there was some kind of get together, where there was alcohol, where there was partying, where people were getting together. Um, and you kind of met this individual in that type of setting. Again, it wasn't anything that was just kind of locked in. It wasn't too serious. It wasn't too deep. It wasn't too committal in the beginning. It was just like you guys were having a good time. There was a sense of, you kind of clicked. You were beginning to click. Like I said, it wasn't any unlike with this fire sign individual that was a really kind of heavy-handed. Is the word I would use. So they were a little bit heavy-handed. This person was just kind of like having a good time in the moment. You guys were clicking. The drinks were flowing. You were having a good time. Everything was great, and you kind of realize, I have a lot in common with this individual, and because of that, and they felt it with you too. They felt it with you too. All right. Lover's card. Harmony. There was a sense of harmony between you two. And there is a real possibility for things to really blossom and take off with this individual, okay? They really see you as a potential long-term a long-term relationship that's based on mutual love and really connectivity here. You guys really just hit it off in a really, really positive way. Okay, so with that being said, let's see what additional what strengths are you going to be dealing with? What kind of strengths are my Leos going to be dealing with? What kind of strengths are my Leos dealing with? What kind of strengths are my Leos dealing with here? What kind of strengths are my Leos dealing with here? Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, so we have, again, these are your strengths, 7 of Swords. So you have the ability, you recognize sneaky behavior when you see it. So if someone says they're going to be faithful to you, you kind of have the ability to pick up right away if they're playing games or not. You kind of recognize certain body language and certain verbal cues, nonverbal cues, even if the person's kind of playing games. They're not exactly who they're coming off to be. Okay, so you have the ability to do that. Also, you are looking for a real opportunity here. You're looking for a tangible opportunity, something that you can feel, you can see, that you could touch. You're looking for something that's a real opportunity for something new here. Okay. Someone also that when it comes in terms of really creating something, a solid situation all the way around, even in terms of emotions, that's what you're looking for. In a nutshell, you're looking to start all over, okay? And that's most likely probably why things did not turn out well for this fire sign individual. Your heart really just wasn't in it, really. It just wasn't in it. You wanted new beginnings, out with the old and with the new. You wanted to try something new. So you needed the death of this relationship to start another relationship. Something that was really, something that wasn't too heavy-handed, okay? Something that was new where you could vibe with an individual to really, you could really, there was really, you really weren't in sync with this other individual, and you really just met this person for the first time, and you guys kind of clicked here. Okay, so there's that. There's even I even want to say, coming back to this fire sign individual, there even could have been a sense here. I'm getting a sense here of almost of a duty. Okay, the duty is really resonating here. You know, this could even be a situation where this could be an arranged relationship here. You know, this it could possibly even be like an arranged marriage or relationship or something like that. So this was something that was um, definitely structured here. Okay, and this person definitely was a little bit older than you. Okay, so that's, I also kind of want to put that out there. So this could be an arranged relationship, or it could have been a relationship that just kind of felt like it was structured. It could be because you had been with this person for a little bit, and they were kind of, you know, making things a lot more deeper and heavy than what you really wanted. Anyway, getting back to your strengths here, um, this caused you a bit of anxiety, trying to figure out how to best separate yourself out of this particular situation with this individual here. Um, you also here have the Six of Cups, which means that you have, you know, even you even having the ability, willing to look back in your past for possible connections. You know, that just kind of goes to show how much you really didn't want to be in this particular situation. You also are aware that you do have choices. Okay, that you do have choices. You don't have to stay in any particular situation if you don't want to. You don't have to be stagnant, if you will. You do have choices, and you are aware that you do have these choices. And finally, here we have the King of Swords, which represents being very solidly emotionally stable and grounded. So when it comes in terms of your emotions, you're very grounded, a very solid individual here, and that's what allows you to make wise choices about emotional situations. So, in other words, you can think on your feet, and what you think on your feet when it comes to really when your back's against the wall, you're able to think clearly, able to think logically. You're able to make very wise choices when it comes in terms of having your back against the wall. Okay? Some people, they panic. You're not one of them. That's probably what allowed you to move from this situation. All right? So, with that being said, let's see what types of things from your past, could possibly affect the outcome of this particular situation. What types of things from your past could possibly affect the outcome of this situation. So one card wanted to pop out, so we're going to take that one. Okay, so right off the bat here, we have the Page of Cups. And so there's a sense of melancholy here. You know, before, when you got involved in a situation, like I said, it was very heavy, very deep, very committal, if you will. And that's why you stayed with the situation as long as you did. You kind of develop a sense of melancholy, like, well, you know. So you really kind of got the realization that it really wasn't that deep. Okay. Um, Also, we have the Empress card here, where there's love, abundance, material happiness, and also really an abundance of love. Also, fertility here. And before, you weren't so much interested in the abundance of a loving situation. Okay, like I said before, that's why I get the sense of this was either somebody you got with and just kind of stayed in the situation because it was structured. That's the way that person either made it that way, which is why I said there was this long term vision of how things were going to be with them, and you just kind of became uninterested, and or it was type of arranged thing, relationship type of thing here. So again, before, whatever the case may have been, the abundance of love and fertility really wasn't something that was uppermost on your mind. But now it is. Okay, now it is. Now you're thinking about, you're free. You're free to be able to focus on the having that abundant, loving relationship. Okay, having that, having those feelings of maybe some type of maternal instincts, if you will, or paternal instincts, kind of kicking in and think, hey, maybe I want to, maybe I may want to have a child in the future, or something like that. So that's something that's really beginning to resurface as of now. Also, we have the Three of Pentacles here. And like I said before, you were completely opposed to, maybe opposed is too strong of a word. Maybe it's something that never really crossed your mind about finding a particular type of love interest, someone that you really could find a connection with at the place where you worked or a place where you studied. Okay? But now you're open to the idea. Okay? You're open to the idea of meeting that, finding that special connection with someone you work with or someone you go to school with. So you're open to the possibilities at this point. So, with that being said, let me see what additional information Spirit wants to give. What additional information does Spirit want to give about this situation before I shut this thing down? What kind of information do we get here? One more shuffle there. Yeah, feels good. Wow, okay, so right off the bat here, Spirit wanted to say, yes, there was an absence that was there. That feeling that you were getting, remember I said that there was an absence of, you really weren't interested in fertility, abundance of love. The feelings, the oracle cards are saying, yeah, you were right. There was this absence that was there, this void that was there, and you were right that you were right to move away from that particular situation because there was a dark void there, an absence of real depth of emotion, a feeling of connectivity towards this individual. So there was an absence there. It wasn't something that was in your mind. It actually was truly there. In addition here, we have dependability here. Okay? And Spirit's saying, you know what? It's okay to lean on an individual to be dependent upon them emotionally. And guess what? It's okay for them to be emotionally dependent upon you too. You know, as long as there's an equal give and take here. You don't want to lean too heavily on someone else when it comes in terms of emotional support, and you don't want somebody else solely just leaning on you either. But if there's an equal give and take here, a codependency, a dependability here, that can be a good thing, okay? Because you're actually truly sharing sharing each other's emotions. And a lot of times, if you're sharing those innermost, darkest secrets, a lot of times that can kind of draw you guys closer together. And finally here we have alliance, okay? And alliance, means exactly what it says. An alliance, you'll be able to form an alliance with this individual to be a partner, not only an emotional partner with them, emotionally wise, but you can form an alliance with them, a partnership, possibly in business, or have a united front against some type of opposition from the outside, maybe from other people that may not particularly agree with the relationship. You can form an alliance with each other against opposition. So this person is a partner in all aspects of life. Emotional, could be financially. Okay, so the opportunity does exist for you guys to have a unified front against all opposition. And again, codependency, being able to share your innermost secrets with each other. Something that really, a couple that really comes to mind when I think about this is Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Is really what I think about this. The whole building an alliance together, and this aspect of having a codependency on each other emotionally. That's really the vibe that I'm getting from this situation. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to terminate this reading here. If you haven't already, please like, please share, please subscribe. This is a general weekly love reading. If it did not resonate with you, that's okay. You want to know about your particular situation, again, there's a link below. Feel free to get a personal reading if it did resonate with you and you want to know a little bit more about your particular situation. Again, get a personal reading, okay? Um, like, share, subscribe. I love you guys. My name is Adonis, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.